Welcome, everyone. I'm Sally Rideout, Government Affairs Specialist for the Southwest Indiana Chamber. We're talking today with Ed Bassemier, candidate for Vanderburgh County Council. I'm going to, at this point in time, turn the conversation over to Tara Barney with the Southwest Indiana Chamber, and she will continue the interview.
Thank you, Sally, and thank you for being with me, Ed. It's nice to have a chance to talk with you for a few minutes. And I just want to ask you a few questions that are kind of priorities of the business community and make sure we have a chance to hear from you about your priorities. So I'm going to start with just the recognition that the pandemic has changed resources for a lot of state and local governments. Vanderburgh County, we're happy to see, is in good shape in that space. But I'd still love to hear your thoughts on what parts of the work you do with the county council you would invest more in if you could, where you think there are places that might be tightened up. What your thoughts are about the Vanderburgh County's budget situation or financial situation, I'll say.
Well, of course, the county council is a fiscal body that oversees a $100 million budget, and I've owned and managed a couple businesses, and I think it's I've gained the opportunity to be efficient and knowledgeable and make sound and responsible decisions. I think the main thing we need to do on the council is always to work with our departmental heads and our office holders and find out their needs and make the cuts that we need to. Always thinking in mind, we got to balance the budget, and I have 20 years experience on the council. I've worked on several budgets, and I've managed several budgets. I sat in on several budgets with the city, and I really feel like I know the budget process and to cut every corner that I can at budget times and get as much information I can from everyone, and go on from there just to try to save all the tax dollars I can for citizens of Evansville.
Well, we sure appreciate that. I'll just speak for my own check. But I'd love to hear kind of some thoughts on the things the county funds. So, as a business community, we are really aware that we need to grow our population, that we don't have enough people here to fill the jobs we've got, and that everything gets better when the pie gets bigger. And so we're really interested not just in growing our population, but making sure that we're growing it with a special emphasis on the younger people who will choose to build their careers here and start families here and really be able to contribute to our region for a long time. Are there programs or infrastructure investments that you think can really help us do better in that space?
Well, in the past, I've supported a lot of tax incentives, like tax rebates for several large companies such as Azteca Milling Company, Granite Package, Indiana Tube, Shoe Carnival, AmeriQuals, and all those big companies that I supported. Of course, it's brought several hundreds of jobs here into the community, which will give the younger people jobs, and it will I really think it'll bring people in. And I was always, like I said, supported of tax abatements and tax incentives, and go from there.
So in that work, I think that's very interesting because, of course, I'm very interested in that too. It's a big priority of the business community that we use incentives wisely. Are there parts of that you think the state of Indiana could do better in? Do you think we've got the right incentives to attract businesses and to get them to choose to invest in Southwest Indiana?
Well, I tell you that looking back in the past, there was several projects that I've supported, major projects such as the University Parkway, the Extension Lynch Road, the African American Museum, the Discovery Lodge at Burdett Park, or Ford Center, or the convention hotel, soccer and softball complex. These are all things that I think will bring people into the community. There's always things to do. And one of the most things I'm kind of proud of while serving on the council is our Greenway, Pigeon Creek Greenway Passage. I don't know if you know this, but our city is rated probably the one of the number one in the community or in the country for being obese. And I think with the
I do know that actually, yes.
Yeah, with this epidemic going on, everything that Pigeon Creek Greenway Passage is good exercise for everybody. And with this, you can get out in the open space or whatever and not worry about the virus or anything like that. And I'm very proud of it. And I chaired that several years ago, started from the ground floor with Shirley James, and I was the liaison at that time. And I like to mention her too. She did a wonderful job back getting this started, and look where it is today.
Well, I have ridden that several times since I got to town, so thank you for helping making that happen. It's a lovely trail. We do have a challenge with obesity, and we have a challenge with educational attainment, and so those are all things the business community is working actively with different parts of our public sector on. So it's great to have your partnership on the things that the council has the ability to kind of influence. I'm just curious, since you've been here and been serving on council for a long time, and you've just been through, well, we're still in the crisis of the pandemic, but you've been watching our community for these past 6 months. Are there lessons learned or things that you've seen us do extraordinarily well as a community that we might build on going forward?
Well, I just want to make it clear that I've been out for 4 years. I don't want to take credit for the last 4 years. The council that we have now, they are very good and very conscientious. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I'm running again is because, like I said, I think they're really doing a good job, but I think I could do it better. So
I understand.
So anyway, no, I think we need. I think the future for our community, it looks very bright, and I think there's more projects, more major projects in the future, and I sure will support them. And before we get off or leave, I just want to say appreciate being a public safety officer for over 50 years now. I want to give our heroes there, the fire department and also the police department. They're doing a fantastic job, and I just have to say that because.
So, public safety officer, what force were you with?
Okay, I was with the sheriff's department.
Gotcha. Okay.
In fact, I worked up there in the jail, and also at the present time, I work at the Evansville Vanderburgh County Building Authority as a special police officer, mm-hmm. and like I said, my hat goes out for all of them, and they're doing a wonderful job.
Well, this is not part of our script, but since you raised that, I will share with you that at our annual meeting, which is this Thursday, we're going to be particularly recognizing the first responders and all of those community leaders that have been so helpful to us during the pandemic, because you're right. They don't get enough accolades, and actually Sheriff Wedding's going to be part of a little bit they're doing to fundraise since they couldn't do guns and hoses this year. So we're going to try to help out where we can in that space too.
Well, I tell you what, Sheriff Wedding is a wonderful sheriff. I've worked with 4 sheriffs over the years, and not that they are. He is one of the best sheriffs that the Vanderburgh County has ever had.
Well, he's the only one I've known. So
they all been excellent, but Sheriff Wedding is going on and beyond the call of duty. And I know we've got issues with the jail, and we definitely need to do something with that, whatever we can afford. You know, I know.
Yeah.
We don't want to build too big and not be able to afford it. So, you know, our inmates, you know, I think we could get some of them out of there if we have programs like some kind of like mental health some kind of a mental health center or some kind of rehabilitation program. And I think that relieve a lot of the overcrowding in our jails. And Sheriff Wedley's been pushing that issue. And I'm proud he had the Lieutenant Governor down here also trying to help us out.
Well, I do think it's a delightful partnership, and to your point, it's nice to have the state influence helping us out here too. So, well, I've enjoyed this conversation. Is there anything else you'd like to add or share with the chamber members or the community?
Well, I'd just like to say if I'm elected, I will work hard. I will attend every meeting. I'll be your voice and make sound, responsible decisions and make this community a better place to live. And I've been known a man of my word, and I promise to keep it.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for spending a little time with us today. It's been delightful.
Well, it was my honor to meet you, Tara, and I'm sure I'll see you in the future.
I think we'll know each other when we do.
Okay, well, thank you, man.